In the mid-90s, I studied for and completed my Bachelor of Theology. It was at a time when it was front page news if a celebrity or sports star came out of the closet. Now, only 20 years ago, it was a fairly rare and sensational event for someone to state they were gay. 20 years ago, there were a very small percentage of people who identified as gay. It's still a very small percentage today. I remember at the time how anti-establishment these people were. The Mardi Gras were all about rejecting institutions such as marriage and family. There was an overt promotion of alternative lifestyle that was in direct opposition to marriage and family. They were out and proud and loud and as anti as you could get to such time-honoured values and principles as family. Well, now it seems to have come full circle and there's an almighty push on to hijack the very institution they originally disparaged and opposed. Friends, you need to ask why. When it comes to the same-sex marriage debate, there are quite frankly a lot of useful idiots, as Lenin coined them, who promote an agenda without understanding the purpose or goals. When I was at uni, I completed a 3-week intensive called Sex and Gender. A guest lecturer came from America, where he served as an expert witness to the US Congress on matters relating to sexual crimes. During one lecture, he told us that by 2020, gay marriage would be legalised in Australia. Now remember, this was the mid-90s, when gays were only starting to come out and they hated marriage and family. Well, our class found that so hard to believe. But he said it wouldn't end there. He stressed the end game was to redefine marriage so that polygamy and eventually pedophilia would become legal. He believed there was corruption at the highest levels of the US judicial system with organised pedophile rings. He announced 20 years ago there was a real and dangerous agenda to push for legalised gay marriage so that the door would be open to change the laws on polygamy and ultimately lower the age of consent. And this is exactly what we are seeing unfold before us today. Have you wondered why the Islamic community is so silent in the same-sex marriage debate? They want the definition of marriage to be messed with so they can push for lowering the age of consent and polygamy. The Quran, an example of Muhammad, which is meant to be obeyed, allows for up to 4 wives and marrying children as young as 9. Doesn't really matter whether you agree or not with legalising same-sex marriage. The point is, this expert predicted exactly what is happening now, 20 years ago. He had seen firsthand those who were pushing this agenda. He warned us this was going to happen, and it is. It is a socialist Marxist agenda to destroy the family, and certain special interest minority groups will support this to promote their own agenda. They are the useful idiots. Now, what's concerning me the most is that elected politicians are doing everything they can to shut down debate. They're trying to control and manipulate the masses without opportunity to engage and give people a chance to make informed choices. I've had several gay supporters who have been bullied and threatened by their own community for daring to speak out against same-sex marriage. Totalitarian-style behaviour is rife in attempting to shut down reasonable and informed debate. Now, there's plenty of evidence from overseas where same-sex marriage has been legalised, and now the push is on for polygamy and other distortions to marriage and family, as well as a lot of discrimination. There are children from gay unions who are speaking out against same-sex marriage, but the mainstream media refuses to give them a voice. It is severely limiting to reduce the argument down to, if 2 people love each other, let them get married. You see, whether we like it or not, we must explore all the consequences of redefining words and values. The reality is we can and do have laws that allow same-sex couples to have unions that are legal and remove discrimination. We can and have done this without the need to redefine the word marriage. Where there is still a few discrepancies left to address, that can be done with consultation and consideration. There's absolutely no need to redefine words unless it is to advance the socialist Marxist agenda to destroy marriage and family. Don't forget that this has been presented to Parliament in some shape or form around 20 times. Each time the elected politicians have voted against same-sex marriage. But now the push is on again. They're being worn down without debate and without the opportunity to truly engage with what the community really desires. The left opposed the plebiscite for one reason, because they feared they would lose it. The left want to legalise same-sex marriage to promote their Marxist, socialist agenda. Please don't be a person who is in favour of same-sex marriage but refuses to engage in critical thinking on this issue. Don't be like one of Lenin's useful idiots who promotes an agenda without understanding the goals and the ramifications.